You're watching Medfield TV, Community Shows.
Hello Medfield, and welcome to the newest edition of Happenings at the Senior Center, at the Center as we usually call it. My guest is the usual one, Roberta Lynch, who runs the center and does, as I've said before, a really amazing job with all of us that go there. It's not an easy job with a bunch of old people hanging out and laughing and telling jokes and having a good time, and they all coordinate it very well. The staff is terrific. So Roberta's going to tell us what's going on now.
All right, I will do that, but I have to make one correction. There are no old people at the center.
Other than me?
There are no old people at the center. There is no age there, so we welcome everyone. Doesn't matter how old you are. You know, you're 50, you're 60, you're 70, you're 80, you're 90. What does it matter?
Okay,
right?
As long as you're not 5 or 6.
Well, you know, they're a little too energetic, and
yes,
some people, we don't know how old they are, they have more challenges with ambulation, and we certainly wouldn't want anyone to be, you know, to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, but lots going on, I think, in October.
Okay, let us know.
Yep, and we're going to start really with Medicare Open Enrollment, which begins October 15th and goes through December 7th. And this is the time of the year where you can make changes to your health insurance, to your Medicare D plans, and we have people to help with that. We have our great Shine counselor, Elaine Ficardi, who's in almost every Wednesday between October 15th and December 7th to work with people and help them choose the right health insurance for them and the correct drug plan. We actually have forms that HESCO provided that you can fill out with all your medications on the back, and you send it into HESCO. They will run it through their software system, and they will come up with, I believe it's 3 different prescription plans that is best for the person economically.
Great.
So that's a really great thing to do, because you know, each year those formularies and the drug plans change, and so what it may have covered this year, it may not cover the next year. So it's really important to make sure that you always check for your prescriptions. So that's the big thing, and we are having countdown to Medicare turning 65. For people who are approaching 65, we are having a seminar on October 5th, Wednesday, October 5th at 6:30. A representative from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Susan Flanagan, who's been with us since the FAF Center days, actually.
Wow.
And she comes in and she gives a great presentation on Medicare. And there's not an emphasis on her company, Blue Cross Blue Shield, but it's just about Medicare, and you know, all those things you need to know if you're signing up, when to sign up, what you sign up for, when you don't have to sign up, if you're still working, and all of that will be addressed on that Wednesday evening at 6:30.
That's great.
So that's open to anyone at all, and of course the focus is for people who are approaching 65, to give them more information to help them make the decision for Medicare, and making sure that they sign up for Medicare in a timely manner, because there is a penalty if you do not, and it's a penalty for life.
Will there be a driver available for those people that cannot drive?
So if somebody needs a ride, absolutely. All they have to do is call, and we'll pick folks up. So that's the big thing. So we have our Shine counselor every Wednesday from October 15th to December 7th. She'll be there Wednesday. She takes three appointments a day. Sometimes she'll take 4, and she'll work with people on their health insurance. And then we have the approaching 65, the Medicare informational seminar, Wednesday evening, October 5th. Right.
Yeah, that's a great thing to have. It really is.
Yes.
Yep. A lot of questions.
Yep. Another thing that we're offering and this is to women, young women and girls 13 and up self-defense class that will begin on October 19th in the evening, a Wednesday evening, starting at 6:30. It's 4 classes, and Jeannie Donnelly is our Tai Chi instructor. She's a master in Tai Chi, and she has been teaching self-defense for years, many years, mainly at Framingham State University. She's been teaching those college girls self-defense, and she is going to provide a class with her daughter, who is also trained. And so this came about because of the recent incidents out in Princeton, and then I think it was in Shirley, and just the history of, attacks on women. And so, together we thought that this might be a great thing to open up to the community, and Jeannie did put the age of 13 and up. So we're hoping to get grandmothers, daughters, granddaughters, and and anyone who's interested in just learning some techniques that might, hopefully it never happens, never have to use it, and like she said, and it's in the newsletter, people learn CPR and they hope that they never have to use it. And the same goes with this, is give women, girls, some knowledge and ways to protect themselves. So that starts October 19th.
Okay. When you mentioned CPR, I taught CPR for 30 years. Mm-hmm. And in those years, we did teach several people that did use it, which made us feel unbelievably amazing. We were so happy when they called. Not happy that they needed to do it, but happy that they were there and prepared. Right.
But when you take that CPR course, you're not seeking to go use your CPR. Honestly, I mean, as a nurse, I've always been trained in the CPR, and you never really want to have to use it, but you want to be able to use it.
And that's what our customers did, yeah.
Right. And the same thing with this. So whatever the techniques that Jeannie teaches and demonstrates and we get to learn could be helpful.
And what's the cost for that?
And that cost is $60 for the 4 classes.
60, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, that's Wednesday, October 19th. It starts at 6:30 and it's 4 consecutive Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm. For an hour each, or?
Yeah, an hour and a half. Okay. Until she's, she has her lesson plan out. So I'm going to defer to her in terms of the time.
But roughly, just so people
you can only absorb so much, and nobody, I believe, will be tossed to the floor. Somebody asked me that. Am I going to be tossed to the floor? No, I don't think so. But and so we have a tentative, and I say tentative because it's the Thomas Upham House. Phil Tiss, who is the marketing person for Rehab Associates, is attempting to get Professor Gary Highlander to our center to give an election discussion on Monday, October 17th at 10 a.m. So
that'd be interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting? So that is a tentative date, and I just say that so people can pencil it on the calendar. We do not have a confirmation yet, but hoping to have one soon. The other thing we have going on, I'm skipping now around for the month, I'm just following the newsletter, but on Halloween, we talked about Halloween for our next taping, but on Halloween, we're having a luncheon at 12 noon, and then I have a wonderful presenter coming in to talk about the styles and the times of the Salem Witch Trials. So I think that will be kind of very interesting, especially being on Halloween. So that one, you need to sign up for. It's $5 for the presentation and your lunch, which is pretty economical. And I think it will be interesting to just explore the times of the Salem Witch Trials and what the attire was like at the time. So hoping that people find that interesting and will sign up.
Well, it rings a bell with me because growing up in Philadelphia, the topic I was most interested in as I started to read was the Salem Witches.
Really?
I think I read every book printed at that point about the witches. And when we moved up here, after a few other stops along the way, when we moved up here, I told my husband the first thing I wanted to do was go to Salem.
Go to Salem.
So we did the tour for the witch trials and stuff. It was dynamite. Yeah. But it brought back so much from my youth and reading all that stuff over the years.
Yeah, I think that'd be very interesting.
Gotta do that one.
Yeah, yep. So I'm opening up to our calendar section. And by the way, if anybody's interested in the newsletter, Most of the times it's available on the website, and it's a little tricky to get up on the website. So if anybody has computer knowledge that could help me with that, it would be appreciated. But on October 12th, we start up our supper clubs.
Okay.
And so after dinner, I have a comedy show coming in, Mabel and Jerry. So just a 50-minute show that might be entertaining, and you're going to leave with a full belly, and you leave with a smile on your face. So that'll be wonderful. And that you just need to come in and sign up for that. And the supper club is $6. And you've been to our supper clubs.
I have been quite a few.
Yeah, and no need to cook that day. We do it for you, and so it's good.
And drinks are available but by donation.
By donation, yeah. We always have beer and wine. Adult beverage is good because we are adults without an age.
Is that right?
Without an age. We're all over 21.
I have no proof on anymore, but.
Yeah, but. So what else do we have going on? We talked about the Medicare presentation on Wednesday evening. I'm looking at the calendar. The first Thursday of the month at 2:15, our FOSSI meets, our fundraising branch of the Council on Aging. They're a nonprofit. And Bob Heald, who was here last month, who's chairman of the Council on Aging and also a member of FOSSI, he talked about the fundraising challenge that we have going on. And it's obviously still going on until December 1st. And I am very happy to say that we've raised just shy of $20,000,
That's good.
which is wonderful, and we'll be working on the next $20,000. So we are doing a really good job. And again, people say, so why are you fundraising this money? Well, first off, if somebody offers you a challenge, hey, I'm going to give you a gift of $10,000 and I'll give you another $40,000 if you can fundraise it, you're certainly not going to say no. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing it. The other reason is because we know that the future looks like the senior population is going to grow. It's growing everywhere else. There's no reason to believe that's not going to grow here in Massachusetts and in Medfield. And we have a very active respite program that provides care for loved ones who can't be left alone, and that is also growing in terms of a wait list and trying to accommodate community members with their needs. So we have a future plan, and so that's the second reason why we're fundraising. And so if anyone's interested, we have these money boards at the center, and just peel off an envelope and fill it up and bring it back to us, and it's all tax deductible, so that's a really good thing. So I know FOSSI had a very bright presence at Medfield Day with their bright orange shirts on, and they were able to give a lot of information out. So that project they're doing right now is going really well, so I know they're pleased. So.
Well, you mentioned Medfield Day. I run a booth on Medfield Day. I'm hand knit scarves, and it's a free scarf with your donation to the Cancer Society. Some woman who I don't know dropped off 2 huge bags of yarn for me. Beautiful soft gray, part wool, and the other one is a Medfield blue, and great big bags. And I don't know who it is to thank her, so maybe she's listening now.
And there
but
you
it's
go.
a great thing because I've already made 3 or 4 of both yarns. So.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that stuff. And Medfield Day is a terrific way for anybody to do anything. It's so busy.
It is a busy
I'm glad their
day.
booth was that busy.
Yep, they had a good presence, which was wonderful. So we're happy about that.
And I know the Lions Club sold out of their hamburgers, 492 hamburgers.
I think they always do.
Oh, that was a new record, they said.
And the fire department always sells out of hot dogs and. Yeah, and then who does the sausages down the far corner there?
Is it the Legion? Right?
Is it the Legion? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think I passed by, but I'm pretty sure it was the Legion.
So one of the best parts about Medfield Day is the food.
Yes, it is.
So anyhow,
and the people aren't bad either.
Of course. So we're starting up our video classes again, and we've done that for a number of years and a variety of topics. And this year we're starting on Tuesday, October 11th at 1:30. And this is going to be on the Civil War, history of the Civil War, which would be that always intrigues me, and we thought this would be a change from what we've done in the past. We've done art, and we've done other history courses, music. We've done a whole slew of video classes, but this is the Civil War video class.
That should be interesting.
Should be very interesting, yeah. So if anyone's interested in that, that's like a drop-in. You just come on in, and it's 1:30 on Tuesday, October 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another interesting program starting in October, on October 6th, and this is also at 1:30, and it's the Art Matters program. And this is a company out of Walpole, and what they do is they actually like bring the museum and the discussion of the pictures into your location.
Wow.
So we have that happening. We have 4 sessions signed up with them, and so if you are an art person, this might be something you'd want to sign up for, because it's been well received at a couple of other COAs, but they do a lot with the CCRCs, the North Hill, the Fox Hill, New Pond Village, the larger assisted living facilities that they have provided this program there, and it's been very well received.
Great.
So I thought it would be interesting to bring it here
Sure.
and see how people enjoy that. So we have the Civil War, we have the art. I don't know, this just seems to be like a lot
Is there a
going
charge
on.
for that, or is it free?
No, there is a charge for that. It's like $5.50 a session.
Okay.
$25 for the 4 classes, whatever it comes out to, but there is. And you know, and with all of these, you know, costs associated with the programs, and I say this sincerely, if somebody feels that they're unable at that particular time and they want to participate, just come and see me, and we can, you know, things always work out for the benefit of everyone. So there's a lot of, you know, whatever I want to call it. What do I want to call it? Assistance, if somebody needs assistance, you know. So I wouldn't want anybody to miss out on anything if they really wanted to do it. It's not worth it. So we have a breakfast on Thursday, October 20th, and we have Chris Caldy coming in from the Medfield Lyme Study Committee, and she's going to talk about the Lyme disease that so many people have had and still continuing to have problems with, and some of the more, the rarer, less common diseases or illnesses that can be contracted by tick bites. And actually one of our respite staff members had a tick bite, was diagnosed with anaplasmosis, and oh my goodness, she was sick for a couple of weeks and just she couldn't even get out of bed. She was so fatigued.
Wow.
and started out with a headache and fever. But so that will be interesting for people to learn more about the conditions associated with tick bites, and of course how to protect themselves.
Sure.
A lot of us know how to protect ourselves, but it's still, I think it's still good to kind of hear it again and again and let it really sink in. So that's October 20th. And I think for that breakfast, we just had pancakes, which were delicious. I think we'll probably do some type of a egg breakfast.
No pancakes?
No pancakes. I think we'll do maybe eggs and sausage and.
Isn't Mike Sullivan the one that cooks the pancakes?
He does. Oh my God! This past breakfast, he made. I hope you're listening, Mike. He made the best.
They were wonderful.
The best. Did you try that applesauce?
Yep.
Oh, it was delicious. Enough said. So anyhow, once a month we have a breakfast, and we always have a speaker. And this past month in September, we had Selectman Marcucci there, who spoke, and it was really nice to hear his words, because he was just very knowledgeable and really has the town of Medfield, I think, in his heart and what the needs are. So I was so happy that he was there, and everybody in the audience after actually came up and very impressed, you know, because he's new.
Yeah.
He's been in the job for 6 months, and
But he was on the warrant committee before and was
on
also
the
chairman, and that's a great learning place.
oh, correct. But people don't get to really know I don't think the warrant committee chairman, they see them up on the stage that one day at town meeting, but I felt like we got to know Selectman
absolutely.
Marcucci this last week with him talking at the breakfast. So you never know who we're going to have at our breakfast. It's always a different speaker, different topic. If there's something that you might be interested in, you want to have someone speak, just let me know, and I can make that happen. So, you know, we just kind of, whatever falls in our lap or whatever we think is needed, we'll, you know, ask someone to come and speak and give that information out to the people there.
Yeah, but Mike Marcucci, he's dived right into the town. I think he and his wife were working at a booth on Medfield Day. His kids at the Montrose School. He lives right on Main Street, so he's in a good busy spot. But being on the Warren Committee, especially as chairman for enough time, really teaches you what's going on, much better than any other board that I can think of.
Right. So he did make a comment about always hearing about the Council on Aging budget. That's because he was my warrant representative for a couple of years. So he would come in and I'd meet with him, and of course, you know,
he does a good job,
do what they have to do.
He did a good job as Warren Committee chairman too.
Yep. And so most people know that every month we have a birthday party. Because even though we don't have an age, we do have a birthday party because that is a special day in everybody's life, the day they were born. And in October, our party is on the 25th. That's a Tuesday, and I have an entertainer coming in who's more of a country western entertainer, doing a lot of Patsy Cline and Roberta Lynch, so that will be a little different for us.
Okay.
What?
Now, I was just saying, not Roberta Lynch, Rebecca Lynch.
Loretta Lynn. Isn't that her name, Loretta Lynn?
I think so.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, Lord knows, I don't sing. But, and then, you know, Walpole Cooperative Bank, every year has a function for the seniors in the Walpole, Norwood, Norfolk, Medfield, Millis. So they have a function every year, lunch, speakers, prizes. So we have that scheduled for Wednesday, October 26th.
And where is that?
That's held over at Raphael's in Walpole.
Oh, okay.
So people really just sign up. There's no cost involved. We get the folks over there. We get them home, and it's a very informative day. And it's nice to get together with other towns. You know, to see you meet seniors from other towns, or so that's a real positive thing. So that's also on our calendar. And a couple of things coming up in the future is the Lions Club Chowder Fest, which is going to be Saturday, November 5th from 11 to 2.
And I'm working at it again?
You're working at it, yeah. I usually am there also to help with setup and cleanup, but we're going to be, well, not we, but Fosse's going to be having a white elephant table that day. And it'll be, well, yeah. And it will be really a lot of our Christmas ornaments and decorations that we've stockpiled over the last couple of yard sales. So it'll be right before Christmas, so it'll be a good time if you need a few extra bulbs for your tree or whatever you might need. We'll be there, Fosse will be there to sell those as part of the challenge. And so whatever you are to, you know, you buy something for a quarter, then it's going to be matched a quarter. So you give us $20, we're going to get $40. So so that'll be good. That's part of the challenge.
It's a good day.
A great day. And then the other big day in November is Veterans Day, of course. And that is Friday, November 11th. And of course, the Council on Aging is closed except for the Veterans Breakfast. And this year, a little different. Usually, in working with Ron Griffin over the years, there have been a lot of speakers and wonderful words to the veterans, which we'll still have. But we also have brought in a veteran, a former state trooper, Dan Clark, who will be performing.
The singing trooper?
The singing trooper.
He's great.
Yep, and so he will be there on Veterans Day for a performance. So just adding a little something different to the breakfast. And so veterans and spouses of veterans, the sign-up sheet will be out probably the middle of November, no, excuse me, the middle of October. So come in, sign up, and that is always a delicious pancake breakfast. So
Great.
yeah, so that'll be good.
That's your busy place.
Yeah, we are busy. I do want to just, so October 19th, we have another evening event going on. So we have a very small but committed poker club. And so they're looking for maybe to recruit some new members. So on Wednesday, October 19th, from, what did they say, 4:30 to 7:30, we're going to have a poker evening. People coming in who might want to learn the game, play the game. The members of the poker group will be at different tables, so everybody will have a member of the current players. And we're going to have pizza, we'll have adult beverage, and hope that people come in and join, and maybe we'll recruit a few new members for the poker group. And the poker group meets on Thursdays at 1. And so this will be a fun evening for people, so definitely, if you want to learn to play, you want to play, come on down.
Poker group has a lot of fun. We hear them laughing.
Oh, they do
great.
have fun. They do have fun.
And that's what life's all about. If you can't laugh a couple of times a day, you're going to die.
Absolutely. So the trip's coming up, and I think then I'm probably going to be done. But so we have Thursday, October 13th, we have our Foliage Trip, which is going out the western part of the state. And then we'll be going to the Norman Rockwell Museum, and then have lunch at the Red Lion Inn. So that should be
It's
really
a wonderful
nice.
museum.
It is. I've never been there, but I hear good things about it. November 12th, Saturday, I have a trip planned to New York City for the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. So we'll see how that one goes and what the state of New York is before anything is, 100%. But if you're interested in going, please come in and sign up, with the understanding that if things are unsettled there, then we will cancel. But I had good intentions up until a couple weekends ago when all that happened, because it is the 15-year anniversary of 9/11, that it would be a nice trip, but that one again is tentative. But the other one we have coming up December 31st, that's a Saturday. So Saturday, you could come into Boston with us and celebrate New Year's Eve at noon. That's what we're doing on Saturday, December 31st. We're going to go into Boston, go on to Rose Wharf, get on the Odyssey, have delightful lunch, and celebrate New Year's at noon, and then be home back in Medfield around 4.
Oh,
So
that'd be fun.
we went last year. It was a blast. And the last thing I just want to share is that this past May we didn't do our annual cruise to Bermuda, but we will be cruising in 2017, May 26th to June 2nd, the Bermuda to Boston cruise. Big mistake. Boston to Bermuda cruise. This newsletter is going to kill me. If anybody wants to write the newsletter, I've done it for 15 years. Come on over. Boston to Bermuda, May 26th to June 2nd. And so we have 6 cabins that are going right now, and welcome more people if you're interested.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And
That does sound good.
Yeah.
A lot of good ideas there.
Good. And, we're always up for suggestions, so definitely, if you have an idea that you'd like something to happen or a program, you just really need to come in and just talk. And, the poker people wanted a poker evening to recruit members. We're doing a poker evening. And so whatever you need, just come on down. We'd be glad to do it.
That's the only card game I think I've never tried.
Really?
Poker.
Yeah. Well, you're so good at bridge.
I didn't say I was good at it. Play it a lot.
I said you were good at it.
Yeah, but you haven't played with me.
I don't play.
That's why you think I'm good.
But what I hear is people say you're very good.
Well, what's fun about the poker group is we're playing bridge at the next room, and we can just hear the laughing and the camaraderie and the fun.
Right.
And that, to me, is it's what it's all about. And I love hearing it.
And I think that's true with most of the programs that are there, whether it be the quilting, the wood carvers are a hoot and a half on Thursday.
We knitters are crazy.
The knitters, you have your Thursday bridge group, the women, although you're very serious sometimes in there. I don't hear a lot of laughter in that. But,
We don't want to bother the poker guys.
Right. But
But the knitting group is wonderful. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
One day we decided, there were 5 of us there first, and we decided we didn't like, none of us liked either of the candidates for the presidential election. So we decided, well, what we're going to do is the 5 of us would run together as a candidate. We would be the knitters.
Oh, there you go.
And together the 5 of us would run this country. Oh, we were going to be really good.
Yeah. So for people who haven't come into the center, I just think that you come in, grab a newsletter, to walk around. We can give you a tour, find out what your interests are. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe somebody new wants to do something. And the more you come in, the better it is. People get to know you. You get to know people. Friendships develop, and it's wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's a great spot to be.
Yeah.
Well, I think you pretty well ran the gamut there with
Yeah, I
the
think we're
newsletter.
good.
You have anything
Yeah.
else exciting or anything for the last couple of weeks to report on?
No. I think I'm good.
You think you're good?
I think I'm good until Halloween.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming.
welcome.
Appreciate that, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
again. We're aiming for the last Monday of the month. We'll see if we can keep this up.
Yep.
But again, I appreciate your coming to do the happenings at the center, because it's an important part of my life now, which I never thought it would be. But a lot of other people too, men and women, are using that place all the time, and it's a wonderful place to congregate, to chat, and to just have somebody to talk to. It's wonderful. So thank you again for coming and for
Thank
running
you
the
for
center
having
so
me.
well.
Thanks so much.
You're watching Medfield TV, community shows.